Good morning, friends. Today we are going to learn while loop and for loop in Python. So, what do you mean by a looping statement? Looping statement is nothing but the statement which is written under some condition. If the condition is pass, like true, the statement will be executed again and again. Like nothing to confuse. When you listen a song, and let us say, okay, when you listen a song and you like that song, then what you do, you replay again. Okay, you do the same task again. In the same way, Python also does the same thing, okay, until the condition is true. So this type of statements are called looping statements. So you can express looping statements. You can write looping statements in two ways. Either you have to use while loop or for loop. So first of all, we'll proceed with while loop. Okay. Now I want to find sum of natural numbers. Sum of natural numbers that you have learned in mathematics, right? 1 plus 2 plus 3 plus 4, sorry, 4 plus 5 plus until some number. Now, I will go to the basics, like I is equal to, sorry, I is equal to 1, and if I print I, then what is the value of I? 1. So if I give I is equal to 2, now what is the value of I? 2. See, if I print I is, if I give I is equal to 3, now what is the value of I? 3. So I will express this series as a variable. Okay, I will express this series as a variable. Now, since the variable has, it can hold a single value, it can hold a single value. Now, after using this I is equal to 1 and using in the process, I will increment the value by 1. Since, see, first time the value will be I is equal to 1. After completing with I is equal to 1 the process, okay, then I will move to I is equal to 2, then I is equal to 3. Now what you have to do, you have to increment the value of I when the work is finished. Okay, so since my series is started with 1, you have to declare I is equal to 1. Now I want natural number n. For this, you can give some natural number n is equal to some 10, or you can write the input statement in input, right? Input, and you can give some message to please enter number. Now we have defined the starting number and the ending number in the series. Now, what is our aim? Our aim is to find the sum. Sum is equal to 0. Why you have to keep 0? Because if you do not declare as some value, you have to declare some value. If you declare other than 0, it will be mislead, or it will take into a garbage value. So I have declared sum is equal to 0. Now you have to write a while condition. While, okay, while. Now see this, is I part. So I is 1, second time I is 2, third time n is I is 3, and nth time it is n. So my condition, I can write I can be either less than r equal to n, because I have to stop with n. So it can be equal to n, or it should be less than n. So less than n, or it can be equal to n. Now, what is our aim? Our aim is to find sum of natural numbers. Sum, sum plus I. Okay, sum plus I. Now, since I is equal to 1, and again my value of I should be incremented. Otherwise, every time the value of I is equal to 1 only. So there is no looping there. So if my loop, I want my loop to continue, means I have to increment the value of I. I have to increment the value of, this is very, very important step. So I should be incremented by 1. Now this is my process. Okay. And after this, when it reaches n, it should display the result. So result should be written here. Of sum. Now I will execute this. So it is asking, please enter a number. Please enter a number. Let us say I entered 3. Now what will be the result? 1 plus 2 plus 3. 1 plus 2 is 3. 3 plus 3 is 6. Now I will run again. 10. Now what is the result? 10 into 11 by 2. That is 110 by 2 is 55. Now I will enter 100. Now what will be the result? 100 into 101 by 2, that is 5050. Okay. So in this way this program will work. Okay. Now let us see how this loop works with debugging. Now I will put a breakpoint here. See the red mark here, this is called a breaking point. Now I will debug this. Okay. uh, it is asking, please enter a number. Let us say now see this. So initially I is 1. See this side here. uh, See I is 1 here. I is 1 and n is 10, right? Because I declare have given the value as 10. So sum is 0. So initially there are the values of I, n and sum. Now this is my condition while loop. So this is n is 10 and I is 1. So this is true here. See this, true. So since this is true, what happens? Since this is true, this blue line enters here. Did you understand this? Since it is true, that's why this blue line entered here. Now it will calculate the sum. Now what is the value of sum here? Sum is 0. Now what is the value of I? 1. 0 plus 1 is 1. Now sum will be 1. Okay, sum will be 1. See here, sum will be 1. And what is the value of I? I is 1 plus 1. So next time the value of I will be 2. See here, the value of I is 2. See here, 2. So here, this side, I is the value of I is 2 here, and n is 10. Okay, and sum is now 1. Again I will check what is the value of I here. 2. See here, under this 2. What is the value of n here? 10. See this, 10. Now 2 is less than or equal to 10. So 2 is less than, right? 2 is less than 10. So what happens? This blue line will enter here because the condition is true. Because the condition is true. Now it will calculate the sum of sum. Now what is the value of sum here? Sum is 1 plus, so 1 plus 1, that is 2. So 2 plus sum is 3, because since the value is already incremented, right? The sum will be 3. 3. 1 plus, until here we reached 1 plus 2. The sum will be 3. Right? Now, what is the value of sum here? After 3, 1 plus 2 plus 3, 6. Okay, 6. Now, what is the value of I here? After 3, 4. Now, 4 is less than or equal to 10. True, right? True. So, it will enter the condition here. So, it will calculate 6 plus 4. So, the value will be, the sum will be 10. The sum will be 10 because 1 plus 2 plus 3 plus 4. Okay, so sum will be 10, and I will be 4 plus 1, 5 next time. See here, I will be 5 here. Now 5 is less than or equal to 10 according to the condition. True. So it will reach here, and it will repeat until the number. So sum will be 15. Why 15? 1. So until 5 now. 1 plus 2, 3. 3 plus 3, 6. 6 plus 4, 10. 10 plus 5, 15. So that's why sum is 15. Now what is the value of I here? 5. 5 plus 10, 55. So until 10, the sum is calculated here. And what is the result? Sum is 55. And now this is the term. Now after I, so I is repeated for 10 times, right? So 10 times, and we incremented here. Now that's why the value is 11. So it will check here. 11 is less than or equal to 10. False. So it will not reach here, and it will directly jump to the statement 11 here, directly to the answer, and stop the execution. Children, this may be very confusing. I will repeat it again. See here. Please enter a number. Let us say I enter 4 for your clarity. Okay, 4. Now see here. Now initially what are the values of I? Initially what are the values of I? 1. See here. I'm placing the cursor now. So here I is 1. And what is the value here? I entered 4. That's why n is 4. And initial value of sum is 0. So until the while is until the while is true, these two statements will be executed. So now this is the breaking point where we check the condition. See, I is 1 and n is 4. So this condition is true. See here, bold true, right? So since this is true, when we ask for next statement means step over. So step over, So since this is true, so that's why this blue line entered here. Now what is the value of sum here? Sum is 0, 0 plus, what is the value of I? 1. So 0 plus 1 is 1. So sum will be 1 next time. And so next time means when I press the, when I ask for step over, that means next step. So when you press next step, that is step over, so it will give you the value here. The value is of the value of sum is 0, right? So it will change to 1. See here. Now the value of sum is 1. And since the value of I is 1, and here I have I'm incrementing the value by 1. So when I ask the compiler, when I ask the interpreter for next statement, it will increment the value of I. So that's why next time my value of I will be 2 here. See the cursor. The value of I will be 2 here. And the sum is 1 here. Now it will check, and I am asking for the next statement. Next statement, it will check the condition. What is the condition? Is is I, the what is the value of I here? See here, 2, 2. What is the value of n here? 4. See here, 4. So is 2 is less than or equal to 4? Yes, it is less than but not equal to. So I have kept or condition, right? Less than or equal to. So any one condition is enough. So since it is less than or equal to 4, since my condition is true, this blue line enters. When I ask for next statement, this blue line enters this next statement, right? Then what is the value of sum here? Sum is 1, 1 plus 2. Since the value of I is 2, next time when I press, when I ask for next statement, sum will be 3, right? See here, sum will be 3 and I will be incremented. Now what is the value of I here? 2. Now when I press for the next statement, the value of I here will be changed to 3. See this? And sum is 3. Now, and I ask for next statement. Now it will check. Is 3 is less than or equal to 4? Yes, true. So since it is true, this blue line enters the next statement. Yes, it entered, right? Now it will calculate the sum again. Now what is the value of sum here? 3. What is the value of I here? 3. 3 plus 3, 6. When I ask for the next statement, the sum here, is 3, na? So 3 plus 3 is 6 for the next statement. See here. Now what is the value of I here? 3. When I press for the next statement, after the computation of this line, the value of I will be changing to 4. So here see this 4. Now again if I press for the next statement, it will check my 4. See here, what is the value of I here? 4. And what is the value of I here? 4. 4 less than or equal to 4. So this is true. See the condition? True. So it will enter. When I ask for the next statement, go for the next statement. So it will reach here. Now what is the value of sum? Sum is 6. Now what is the value of I? 4. 6 plus 4? 10. When I ask for the next statement, sum will be changed to 10. See here, 10. And now what is the value of I? 4. And it is incremented. Now when I ask for next statement, the value of I will be 5. Now when I ask for the next statement, it will reach here. Now what is the value of I? So what is the value of I here? 5. And what is the value of n here? 4. 5 less than or equal to 4. Is it true? No. It is false. That's why when it is false, it will not, and this blue line will not enter to the next line. Okay. So this is, when this is false, it will reach to the last line because our program is completed. So when I ask for the go for next line, it will go for the next line. That means without without executing this ninth and 10th statement, it directly reaches to 11th statement. And since this is my last statement, when I ask for go to next statement, it will close the session. That's all. In this way, while works. Okay. Okay. Bye, children. This is about while loop. Okay. We shall discuss more about while for loop. Okay. And okay, bye, children. And next video will be on for loop. Okay. In the same way I will execute.